The Earth is often called the blue planet because water covers most of its surface. About 71% of the Earth is covered by water, and the majority of this water exists in vast bodies known as oceans and seas. These water bodies are extremely important to life on Earth because they regulate the planet's climate, support diverse ecosystems, provide food resources, and enable transportation and trade between nations. Human civilizations have depended on seas and oceans for thousands of years, using them for travel, fishing, exploration, and cultural exchange. Although the words sea and ocean are sometimes used interchangeably in everyday language, they are not exactly the same. There are clear differences between these two types of marine environments, especially in terms of size, depth, and location. An ocean is the largest type of saltwater body on Earth. Oceans are enormous and deep bodies of water that cover very large areas of the planet. They separate continents and form a connected global system of water. The 5 main oceans on Earth are the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Southern Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. These oceans together form the global ocean, a continuous body of salt water that circulates heat, nutrients, and marine life across the planet. Oceans are extremely deep compared with seas. The average depth of the world's oceans is about 3,700 meters, and in some areas the depth is even greater. Because of their enormous size and depth, oceans have a powerful influence on global climate and weather patterns. They absorb heat from the sun, transport it through ocean currents, and release it gradually into the atmosphere, helping regulate the Earth's temperature. A sea, on the other hand, is generally smaller than an ocean and is usually located near continents. Seas are often partially surrounded by land and are connected to oceans. In many cases, seas lie along the margins of oceans and form part of the larger ocean system. Seas are usually shallower than oceans and are strongly influenced by nearby land, rivers, and coastal ecosystems. Because they are located close to land, seas often have greater importance for human activities such as fishing, shipping, tourism, and settlement. Throughout history, many cities and civilizations have developed along seas because they provide access to transportation routes and natural resources. Seas can vary greatly in their size, temperature, salinity, and ecological characteristics. Some seas are warm and tropical, while others are cold and covered with ice during part of the year. Some seas contain coral reefs and tropical fish, while others support cold water species such as seals, whales, and seabirds. Because seas exist in many different regions of the world, they support a wide variety of ecosystems and environmental conditions. The primary difference between an ocean and a sea lies in their size and depth, with oceans being larger and deeper than seas. Oceans are vast bodies of salt water that cover nearly 71% of Earth's surface, with an average depth of about 3,688 meters, 12,100 feet. In contrast, seas are smaller and shallower, often partially enclosed by land. For instance, the Atlantic Ocean covers approximately 1/5 of Earth's surface, while the Mediterranean Sea, a well-known sea, is significantly smaller. Oceans are not confined by land and are continuous expanses of water. Seas are often located on the margins of oceans and are partially enclosed by land, such as the Mediterranean Sea, which is bordered by Europe, Asia, and Africa. This geographical distinction makes seas more accessible and often more influenced by human activities. Seas also tend to have historical, political, and sometimes ecological significance. One of the most historically significant seas in the world is the Mediterranean Sea. This sea lies between 3 continents, Europe, Africa, and Asia. For thousands of years the Mediterranean Sea has been a center of trade, travel, and cultural exchange. Ancient civilizations such as the Greeks, Romans, Phoenicians, and Egyptians used the sea as a major route for communication and commerce. Ships traveled across the Mediterranean carrying goods such as grain, olive oil, wine, metals, and textiles. In addition to economic exchange, the Mediterranean Sea allowed ideas, technologies, and cultures to spread across different regions. Today the Mediterranean remains one of the busiest maritime regions in the world, with many important ports and shipping routes connecting Europe, Africa, and Asia. Another well-known sea is the Caribbean Sea, located southeast of the Gulf of Mexico and east of Central America. The Caribbean Sea is famous for its warm tropical climate, clear blue water, and beautiful coral reefs. Many islands are located in this sea, including Cuba, Jamaica, and the Dominican Republic. The Caribbean Sea supports a rich variety of marine life and attracts millions of tourists every year. Tourism, fishing, and shipping are major economic activities in the Caribbean region. The sea is also important for weather systems because many hurricanes form or pass through this area before reaching North America. Another important sea is the Arabian Sea, which lies between the Arabian Peninsula and the Indian subcontinent. This sea forms part of the northern region of the Indian Ocean. For centuries the Arabian Sea served as a major trade route connecting East Africa, the Middle East, and South Asia. Merchants and sailors used seasonal monsoon winds to travel across the sea, carrying goods such as spices, silk, ivory, and precious stones. These trade routes helped connect cultures and economies across different continents. Even today the Arabian Sea remains an important route for international shipping and oil transportation. The South China Sea is another extremely important sea located in Southeast Asia. It is surrounded by several countries including China, Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Brunei. This sea is one of the busiest shipping regions in the world because a large portion of global trade passes through it each year. The South China Sea is also rich in fish and marine resources, which support the livelihoods of millions of people living in nearby countries. However, the region has also experienced political tensions because different countries claim control over certain islands and areas within the sea. Another large and significant sea is the Philippine Sea, located in the western Pacific Ocean east of the Philippines and south of Japan. It is one of the largest seas in the world. Beneath the waters of the sea lies the Mariana Trench, which is the deepest known point in the global ocean. Scientists and oceanographers study this area to learn more about deep-sea ecosystems and geological processes. The Philippine Sea also supports important fishing industries and marine biodiversity. Close to Australia lies the Coral Sea, which is famous for its beautiful coral reefs and diverse marine life. This sea contains the Great Barrier Reef, the largest coral reef system in the world. The Great Barrier Reef stretches for thousands of kilometers and provides habitat for countless species of fish, turtles, sharks, and other marine organisms. The Coral Sea is therefore extremely important for marine conservation, tourism, and scientific research. Farther north is the Bering Sea, located between Alaska in the United States and Russia in the northern Pacific Ocean. This sea is known for its cold waters and highly productive ecosystems. It supports large populations of fish such as pollock, salmon, and crab. Because of its rich fisheries, the Bering Sea is one of the most important seafood production areas in the world. Marine mammals such as whales, walruses, and seals also live in this region. Another northern sea is the Sea of Okhotsk, which lies between eastern Russia and Japan. This sea experiences extremely cold temperatures, and much of its surface becomes covered with ice during winter. Despite its harsh climate, the Sea of Okhotsk supports important fishing industries and provides habitat for marine wildlife. The East China Sea is located between China, Taiwan, Japan, and South Korea. This sea is economically significant because it supports major fisheries and contains possible reserves of oil and natural gas. It also serves as a vital route for cargo ships traveling between East Asia and other parts of the world. Another unique sea is the Black Sea, which lies between Eastern Europe and Western Asia. The Black Sea connects to the Mediterranean through narrow waterways such as the Bosporus Strait. One unusual feature of the Black Sea is that its deep waters contain very little oxygen, meaning that most marine life lives only in the upper layers of the sea. Seas are not only geographical features but also extremely important ecosystems that support life on Earth. Many marine organisms depend on seas for feeding, breeding, and migration. Coral reefs, seagrass beds, and coastal wetlands found in seas provide habitats for thousands of species. For example, coral reefs in the Coral Sea support some of the richest marine biodiversity in the world. Seas also influence global and regional climate systems. Large bodies of water absorb heat from the sun and release it slowly, helping regulate temperatures on land. Seas can affect rainfall patterns, storms, and wind systems in nearby regions. The Mediterranean Sea, for example, influences the climate of southern Europe and northern Africa, while the Caribbean Sea plays an important role in the formation of hurricanes. In addition to environmental importance, seas are essential for human economies. Fishing industries in seas provide food for billions of people around the world. Coastal tourism attracts millions of visitors each year, generating income and employment for many communities. Seas also serve as major transportation routes that allow goods to move between continents. However, seas also face many environmental challenges. Pollution from plastic waste, oil spills, and industrial chemicals can damage marine ecosystems. Overfishing can reduce fish populations and disrupt natural food chains. Climate change is causing rising sea temperatures and coral bleaching, which threaten coral reefs and marine biodiversity. Because of these threats, protecting seas has become a major global concern. Governments and international organizations are working to create marine protected areas, regulate fishing activities, and reduce pollution in order to preserve marine ecosystems. In conclusion, seas are smaller than oceans but remain extremely important for life on Earth. They support biodiversity, regulate climate, provide food resources, and facilitate international trade and cultural exchange. Seas such as the Mediterranean Sea, the Caribbean Sea, the Arabian Sea, the South China Sea, and the Coral Sea demonstrate the diversity and importance of marine environments around the world. By understanding their value and protecting them from environmental damage, humanity can ensure that seas continue to support life and economic development for generations to come. Thank you for watching this video.